Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling a really foundational, pretty dramatic story, the biblical account of Sodom and Gomorrah's destruction.
It's certainly well known. We've got the original text here guiding us through everything from, well, mysterious visitors arriving right up to the fire and brimstone.
Exactly, and that unforgettable pillar of salt. So, our goal here is to really unpack these events, try to understand the motivations, the messages, and maybe the lasting impact of this ancient narrative.
So we're looking beyond just the fire and the salt pillar. What's really going on beneath the surface?
That's the plan.
Okay, well, the first thing that really strikes me as you look at the text is the immediate contrast. You have these two individuals, angels, arriving in Sodom. It's evening.
And Lot is right there at the city gate.
Yes, sitting at the gate.
Yeah.
Which, in those times, that was a key place, like a hub for business, for socializing, even legal stuff happened there.
Right, and he sees them and immediately, what? Bows down, offers hospitality.
Yeah. Total hospitality. Bows, urges them, come stay at my place, wash your feet, I'll make food. It's this incredibly warm welcome.
But they initially refuse, don't they? They say they'll just stay in the square.
They do, which makes Lot's insistence even more significant, I think. He really presses them, no, no, please come to my house.
And they finally agree, so he takes them home, makes a feast. Unleavened bread is mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Unleavened bread. And that's an interesting little detail, isn't it? Does it mean, like, speed? He had to make it fast because guests arrived suddenly?
Or maybe it has some other significance, religious, perhaps?
Could be. It's one of those small things that makes you think about the context. But this moment of peace, this hospitality, it doesn't last long.
No, it definitely doesn't. Before the guests, the angels can even turn in for the night.
Hmm.
The scene changes dramatically.
Yeah, all the men of the city, the text says, young and old, the whole city basically, surround Lot's house.
And their demand is, well, it's horrifying. They want Lot to bring out his male guests.
For a specific violent purpose. The text is quite explicit. They want to have sex with them.
It's incredibly confronting. And Lot's reaction, it's something else. He goes out, pleads with them, calls them brothers.
Which is already jarring, given their intent. But then he makes that offer.
Yeah. The offer that's just staggering to us today. He offers his two virgin daughters instead.
He says, look, do whatever you want to them, but don't touch these men, because they're under the protection of my roof.
It throws such a harsh light on the values, doesn't it? The sacredness of guest protection in that culture apparently outweighing even his daughter's safety in his mind in that moment of desperation.
It's hard to wrap your head around from a modern standpoint, but it underscores how incredibly seriously that obligation was taken. Violating guest right was a massive taboo.
But the mob, they're not having any of it. They just turn on Lot. Right.
Completely. They sneer at him, like this foreigner comes here and now he wants to play judge. They threaten him directly.
Saying they'll treat him worse than the guests. And they start trying to break the door down.
It's pure mob violence, a total rejection of any kind of moral restraint or Lot's pleas.
But just as they're about to break through.
Divine intervention. The angels pull Lot back inside, slam the door shut.
And then
they strike the man outside with blindness. Just like that.
wow. Sudden supernatural blindness, that certainly stops them.
Stops them cold. They apparently just weary themselves trying to find the door and give up.
Yeah.
It's a powerful statement, isn't it? About the severity of their actions.
Absolutely. So the immediate threat is gone. And then the angels turn to Lot.
Yes. The tone shifts. They ask him, do you have anyone else here? Sons-in-law, sons, daughters, anyone connected to you in this city?
Because
they're about to destroy the place. Get them out, they say.
yeah.
The outcry against Sodom has reached God, and judgment is coming.
So it's a warning, but also a chance for salvation for Lot and his family. That question about relatives, it suggests a desire to save anyone connected to him.
It seems so. There's this element of mercy mixed in with the judgment. So Lot, he must be reeling, but he does what they say.
He goes out to warn his daughter's fiancés, the men who are supposed to marry them.
And their reaction is just
Well,
telling.
they laugh.
They think he's joking. They completely dismiss the warning.
Oh, that's brutal. Imagine Lot's feeling then. Isolated, disbelieved, trying to save people who just laugh in his face.
It really highlights the deep corruption or maybe just the complacency of the city. They're so embedded in their ways, they can't even conceive of impending disaster.
So dawn comes. Time is up.
And the angels are urgent now. Hurry, take your wife, take your two daughters. Get out or you'll be swept away too.
But Lot hesitates, even after everything.
He lingers. Maybe shock, maybe fear, maybe attachment to his home. But the text says the Lord was merciful. The angels physically grab his hand, his wife's hand, his daughter's hands.
They literally drag them out of the city?
Yes. Pull them to safety outside the city limits, and the command is clear.
Run. Run for your lives. Don't look back. Don't stop anywhere in the plain. Escape to the mountains.
That don't look back part is famous, isn't it? Often seen as a test of obedience, of fully leaving the past behind.
But Lot, still terrified, argues he doesn't want to go to the mountains.
He's afraid he'll die there. He pleads, "Look, there's a small town nearby. Can't we just go there? It's just a little one."
And surprisingly, the angel agrees.
Agrees. Says, "Okay, I grant you this request." And the town is even named Zoar, meaning little place, because of Lot's plea.
And the angel adds something else, doesn't he? Like, they can't start the destruction until Lot is safely there.
Exactly. Hurry there, because I cannot do anything until you arrive, which is fascinating.
Yeah.
It suggests a real specific protection for Lot, holding back the cataclysm until he's secure.
So Lot makes it to Zoar just as the sun is rising.
And then it happens.
Fire and brimstone. The Lord rains down burning sulfur on Sodom and Gomorrah.
Total destruction. The cities, the whole plain, everyone living there, even the plants, wiped out.
The imagery is just devastating, complete annihilation.
And it's become the symbol of divine wrath against sin, hasn't it?
Yeah.
That picture of fire from heaven.
But amid this, there's that other famous tragic moment, Lot's wife.
Yes. The command was clear. Don't look back. But she does.
And instantly,
She becomes a pillar of salt. The text is incredibly brief about it, just states it as a fact.
why? Why does she look back? Longing, regret, simple disobedience. We're not told explicitly.
No, we're left to interpret it. Was it attachment to her old life? A lack of faith? Whatever the reason, the consequence is immediate and, well, permanent. A literal monument to looking back.
Meanwhile, the narrative brings Abraham back into view.
Right. Abraham, who we know from the wider story, had pleaded with God for Sodom, trying to find righteous people there.
Well, this specific text doesn't detail that conversation. It references the outcome. He gets up early, looks toward the plain.
And sees smoke rising, dense smoke, like from a furnace. The aftermath.
The text makes a direct connection, doesn't it? It says, God remembered Abraham.
Yes. It explicitly says God remembered Abraham, and that's why Lot was saved. He brought Lot out of the catastrophe. It links Lot's escape directly to Abraham's righteousness and intercession.
So the main destruction event is over. But the story of Lot, it's not quite finished. And it takes another dark turn.
It really does.
Yeah.
Lot apparently becomes afraid to stay even in Zoar, the little town he pleaded for.
So he leaves and goes where he was originally told to go.
To the mountains, yes. He ends up living in a cave with his two daughters.
And the daughters.
Yeah.
They come up with a plan, a disturbing one.
Believing perhaps that all other men on earth were destroyed in the cataclysm and seeing their father getting older, they worry about their family line dying out.
They're their solution.
And to get their father drunk on 2 consecutive nights and lie with him.
Without his knowledge.
The text says he was unaware of when they lay down and when they got up. So yes, incest through deception, born out of desperation and maybe a skewed understanding of their situation.
And both daughters become pregnant by their father.
Yes. The older daughter has a son named Moab, ancestor of the Moabites.
And the younger has Ben-Ami, ancestor of the Ammonites.
2 nations that feature significantly later in the biblical narrative trace back to this, well, this deeply troubling origin in a cave.
So wrapping up this deep dive, it's been quite a journey. From hospitality to hostility, divine rescue, utter destruction, and then this unsettling aftermath.
A lot to process. We've seen incredible kindness, horrific violence, judgment, mercy, escape, and then these really morally complex actions driven by fear and survival.
It leaves you with so many questions, doesn't it, about ancient values regarding guests, justice, lineage, how different people might read these events. What really stands out to you after walking through it again?
For me, I think it's that tension between divine action and human response. Lot's hesitation, his wife looking back, the daughter's actions. It's also deeply, sometimes uncomfortably human, set against this backdrop of overwhelming divine power.
Yeah, the moral complexity is stark. It's not simple. You have good intentions leading to questionable actions, mercy alongside destruction. It feels very raw.
It does. And you think about how this story has echoed through centuries in discussions of morality, judgment, societal breakdown. Are there lessons in here about, say, the consequences of behavior or the nature of survival that still resonate with us, that we're still grappling with today?
That's the lingering thought, isn't it? What timeless truths or Perhaps timeless warnings are embedded in this ancient dramatic fire, something for all of us to think about.